doing the evaluation. Now, when you look at again the product and vendor evaluation, the first thing you should do is the product or the solution what you are looking for, you should actually find out whether that will serve the purpose. Again, a lot of times the customer looks at the product through the system integrator who comes in. And if you have a system integrator who is dealing with multiple products or only one, they will try to showcase only that part. So we always say, look at first a product that will suit to the requirement which you are defining. And also, please pick up a product which has got a roadmap. See, that's another key factor in the mid-market because it's going to be one of the, if not, other than the machinery, single most significant capital intensive investment. Because of that, the expectation is I'm going to use this for 5 to 10 years. So you need to pick a product which is going to be able to take care of your requirements for that kind of a period. Right? Then comes the implementation partner or the system integrator. Of course, actually there's a subtle change here I would like to highlight, especially on 2 points. Most of the time today, actually, when we talk to customers, they have become mature enough to say that I will pick a partner who has got a similar customer references in my industry. Earlier, if you have references, it's fine, but today you find in the particular chemical industry, can you tell me if you have done it for a specific chemical? That maturity level has come in, but we request customers to go to the next level, meaning you have a partner who was implemented for a chemical company 5 years back, they give that as a reference, customer also, the reference is also positive, but if you are not going to actually get, if not everybody, at least 1 or 2 critical resources from that implementation, then that knowledge or know-how of comfort for which you are picking the vendor is going to be lost. So, it's equally important to check the right customer, but also find out from the project delivery standpoint, are we going to get at least, if not everybody, 1 or 2 resources who have been key in that particular project who can add value to your project. Am I clear? Other key important factor in an implementation partner selection is, I put something called customer vendor fitment. Can somebody share this if you can? Customer vendor fitment. Okay. I have another customer who is actually, I don't want to name, who is in the jewelry business in Chennai. I lost this order to a competitor in 2007. The criteria the customer kept was very simple. Who is the #1 product for jewelry in the world? They picked it. No evaluation, nothing. Second, who is the #1 partner in India for the implementation? They invested 3 crores. 2 years down the line, the project was a failure. They actually went back to Cali. 2012, they again wanted to reinitiate the project. Being a vendor earlier who lost it, there was a relationship, so we went in. We evaluated the same product because they already have it, but we actually selected Oracle after the evaluation. The project went live in 5 months. The entire investment of 3 crores is a write-off. How many customers or organizations can afford to do that? So the point I am trying to make here is, the customer vendor fitment is, you have different type of partners along with the expertise. We call in the market tier 1, tier 2. Have you heard of this? Now, as an organization, are we ready to take a tier 1 vendor or a tier 2 vendor is something as a customer we should be realistic about. With due respect to all organizations and all system integrators, for a system integrator, again you have say 100 customers. As a company, I cannot focus all my energy to all 100 customers. I have my top customers, I have my OK customers, and I am ready to lose 100 customers, right? So we need to pick a partner for whom we are most important. That's a very critical element of validation which a lot of customers actually misses out. Not just about expertise, and there will always be a flexibility expected. And you can pick a partner who is looking at that particular installation as a reference point. They will be ready to go all out for success. Whereas sometimes, I am not saying every time, but a large partner might be be looking at that only as a transaction. So if they are not ready to do a particular one, you have a challenge. So that's a very critical element of validation a partner actually should do. Track record, I've already referred, customer references, but please, when you do the references, check the current status. I've done this partner has done an implementation 5 years back, the customer is happy, it's fine. Today, are you getting at least some resources who have got expertise on that project onto my project? If that's not coming in, if that partner is as equivalent to any other partner who doesn't have a similar customer reference. Yeah. Yeah.
Your point is valid that it is better to have a person who has worked in that project to be part of this project. But generally, in any organization, there is something called project management methodology, and there is something called quality. Normally, there is a quality section also. Normally, in a big companies. So, point is, at the end of any project, normally there is something called knowledge transfer. So, if it is a company which is having such methodologies, then at the end of the project, normally they will translate the learnings in that project into a repository. So the purpose is, the guy who has worked in that project, you cannot hold him. He may be there, may not be there. Right. So a company cannot depend on one person to get the next order. Correct. That is a very difficult situation. Right. So ideally, as a project management methodology, they will transfer all the learnings, put it into the repository. So when they go for a similar type of order, maybe 4 years, 5 years, they can use that repository to tackle this project. This is one big problem.
Okay. It's a very valid point. Thanks for this input. Maybe my communication was not clear. What we meant is, if you are able to get 1 or 2 resources from a similar project out of this, it is good. If the knowledge transfer or knowledge know-how what you talk about, if it is in place, as a customer, please evaluate that part of it, that value add is coming in. I have another live example where it's implemented by one of the big 4. The customer went with the big 4 with an assumption that the same team is going to be there. It was there, beginning of the project. 3 months down the line, they moved the resources. It was a very tight scheduled project of 5 months. 1 month actually the project suffered. We were able to get back that knowledge or resource back. We were able to complete certain tasks very quickly. Your point is very well taken. As long as the knowledge transmission is actually in place, we don't have a challenge. If that is not in place is what we are talking about. Even if the same resource if it is not there, when you do evaluation, please validate whether the knowledge transfer has happened. Yes, sir. Yeah, please.
Whatever I said is the way the organization will
yeah, correct.
Methodology, all those things, repository, everything they will talk.
Correct.
But actually, in practice, whatever I said in practice, it doesn't happen most of the time.
Yeah, I don't want to say that you said it.
This is a process to be followed, but in practice, it doesn't happen.
See, I'll give you an example. See, if you look at whatever we put, when I started the presentation, I said, whatever we are talking here is definitely not a rocket science. It's something very common sense we can do. But again, from the customer end, what challenges actually happen is, people who have the capability to do the right evaluation, are they actually spending enough time for a proper evaluation? Because that's another key factor. People who can actually talk to a customer, talk to a reference, check the proper validation. Are they really doing it, or some junior resources who are visiting the customer site just to get the comfort and come back, right? So we need to ensure that the evaluation is done properly, then we don't have a challenge. Thanks for the feedback. That's why if you see in the track record, we have also put the methodology. So if the methodology is validated, we don't have a challenge. Another key factor is contract management. It is equally important to define clearly what is included in the scope and what is excluded as well. Lot of times the focus is more on what is included, and we assume that certain things which are not put anywhere is there, but actually certain things get excluded as well. So it is equally important to cover clearly what is included as well as excluded. I have also put a TCO here. This TCO is going to be much more fine-tuned than what was planned earlier. See, initially what was planned is more on a budget purpose. It needs to get iterated when we actually sign up the contract.